To my YouTube channel. This is your teacher Aubrey on your screen. So for today's video, meron na naman tayong bagong lesson at ang lesson to ay siguro dati di yung kaya ubing, kaya natuok mo braon. But still, expressing rational numbers from fraction form to decimal form and vice versa. When we say vice versa, kabaliktaran, fraction, decimal, fraction. Pagbalinan tayo, pag sinukatan tayo, pagbalinan, let's transform rational numbers. Nagtina siya. Yung fraction, pagbalinan ng decimal, pagbalinan ng fraction. Abay, lang kailangan tayong bali-baliwan, ma'am. Tayo siguro. But, that is another skill for you to master. So, I will share now my PowerPoint presentation. So, keep on watching till the end of this video for your bonus question. Okay, so this is now my PowerPoint presentation on expressing rational numbers from fraction form to decimal form and vice versa. So we are now in your Module 5 and your Module 5 looks like this one. Kung iba yung natanggap nyo, di okay lang. Same content pa rin naman. I mean, same idea yung content naman. As long as it refers to the same lesson as what you have there. That's it. So this is our module of the week. Week 5. You are expected to express rational numbers from fraction form to decimal form and decimal form to fraction form. Why do we need to change them? Kailangan mo magbago kung na yung matadaya. But this skill is very useful for you to be able to understand higher mathematics. So, itakal na natin yung skill. Ito siguro natin nakatutuok na kukuon yun, di ba? Kasi based on your module, marami siyang pasikot-sikot at pasikot-sikot na dupali kasi kasjay na dam na unaw kan tumalaangan. So nga, agbuya ka kadeto nga video so that you will be able to understand this lesson and I will do my best in discussing this to you in my most simple or my simplest way. English. Okay, before that, let's recall factors. Greatest common factor or the GCF. The least common multiple or the LCM. You are done with that during your elementary, but let's refresh our mind. When we say factor or factors, these are the numbers that divide into it exactly with no remainder. So meaning to say, if you have 12, what are the factors of 12? These are the numbers that when you divide into 12, there are no remainder. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Lahat yan, pag dinivide mo sa 12, walang remainder. Next is the greatest common factor. When we say greatest common factor, these are factors which divides exactly into all the numbers in the set. Yung bilang ng numbers in a set pwedeng is 2, 3, 4, o mas marami pa as long as they have greatest common factor. Greatest common factor lang naman yung ano natin dito, yung concern natin. So when we say greatest common factor, it is the factor with the highest value. Let's have 12 and 20. We know that 12 is having the factors 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. And 20 is 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. So their common factors are 1, kasi may 1 sa 12, may 1 din sa 20. 2, 4. Meron pa ba? Wala na. So, those are now the factors or common factors of 12 and 20. The common factors of 12 and 20 are 1, 2, and 4. And their greatest common factor is 4. Yan. Yung pinaka mataas yung value. When you say greatest common factor again, for example, 7 and 14, we have 7 as 1 and 7, 14, 1, 2, 7, 14. So their common factor is, our greatest common factor is 7. Their common factors are 1 and 7, but their GCF is 7. Also, 12 and 32, the negative factors na. Now, their GCF is 4. That's the greatest common factor. Gets mo, sis? Well, ma-recall mo to data. Now, let's proceed to the least common multiple. When we say least common multiple, it is the multiple that is, least common multiple is the lowest value that is multiple of 2 or more numbers. So, we have to do the prime factorization enable for us to know the least common factor. This is one way of finding the LCM. Example, 12 and 20, 14 and 28. Okay. First is 12 and 20. So, yung 12, yung prime factors is 2 and 6. And 6 is not a prime, prime number. So, let's get the factor of that are prime. You have 2 and 3. And 20, you have 2 and 10, 2 and 5. Yon. Inuna ko dito yung 2 kasi dapat yun yung mauna as long as it is divisible by 2 because it is the smallest prime number. 2 and 6 dito. Tapos pag may factor na hindi prime, kunin mo ulit yung prime hanggang sa maging prime na lahat. O, tignan mo yung naka-blue. Prime lahat yan. So, let's list them. 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. Yung mga naka-blue lang, yan yung prime factor niya. And 20, you have 2 times 2 times 5. Walang 3, kaya walang kalinya yung 3 and 5. So, let's have the LCM to be 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. And you have to multiply that to get the LCM of 60. So, the LCM of 12 and 20 is 60. Also, 14 is 2 and 7. 2 is a prime number and 7 is already a prime number. So, wala ka nang gagawin dyan. Yan lang siya. Let's proceed to 28. We have 2 and 14. 2 and 7. These are the factors of 14. 2 and 7. At prime na silang lahat. So, let's list the factors of 14. Prime factors, we have 2 and 7. And 28 is 2 times 2 times 7. So, therefore, your LCM is 2 yan, okay na siya. So, the LCM of the prime factors of 14 and 28 are 2 times 2 times 7. So, their LCM now is 28. So, 2 times 2, that's 4 times 7, that's 28. Okay, gets? Now, let's proceed to the main topic or our main lesson. So, expressing rational numbers from fraction form to decimal form and vice versa. First, Let us identify this one. Place values of a number and a decimal. So we have ones, tens, hundreds, then decimal point, then tens, hundreds, and thousand. For example, you have 25 and 6 over 10. So, yung 25 full number siya. So, tens ay 2, ones ay 5, at yung tens niya, kasi tens over 10, so tens, so 6. And, same, pag 6 over 100, sa hundreds mo, itutok yung 6. The rest will be zeros. Also, in here, thousands. Diba? 20,000 giant 6 sila di na nagpapadaan. So, you have to put zeros on the other place values of the decimal point. By the way, this one now is read as 14 and 258,000. But, for us to identify clearly the decimal, let's just say 14.258. Mas madali, no? 14.258. I-pronounce mo lang yung proper pronunciation ng mga numbers sa mga I mean sa inyo ha, ditong side, yung 14. Hindi 14, that's 14. Pero sa decimal na, that's 258. So, 14.258. So, expanded form niya ay 10 plus 4 plus 2 over 10 plus 5 over 100 plus 8 over 1,000. That's based on their place value. Now, changing fraction to decimal in your module, nakadagay magbaganag tamakantika. But in my own ways, I am just going to divide the numerator by the denominator in any kind of fraction. That's my most trusted way on how to change fraction to decimal. If it is a mixed number, change it first to improper number and then also do the same way, numerator divided by denominator. Okay, this one. Because fraction tells that numerator all over denominator is equal to numerator divided by denominator. So let's have examples. First one is 3/4. Let's change 3/4 into decimal. Okay, so 3 divided by 4. Yung mas maliit, or yung nasa numerator, siya yung nasa loob. Yung denominator, siya yung divisor. So, 3 divided by 4 cannot be. That's why we add 0.00. So, automatic, your answer will have a point. Tapno di kayo matikawon, ibatog yun. From your dividend, the decimal in your dividend, you align now the position of the decimal point for you not to be confused in dividing these numbers. So, since 3 divided by 4 cannot be, proceed to 30 divided by 4 because we had added 2 zeros there. So, 7, that's 28. Then, subtract them. 30 divided by 28 is 2. Then, bring down 0. Then, 20 divided by 4, that's 5. 5 times 4, 20. And subtract them, you have none. So, pag wala na siyang remainder, that's it. Therefore, 3/4 is equal to 0.75. Let's proceed to 1/3. How about if you have 1/3? 1 divided by 3 and cannot be, so we add 2 zeros, then put decimal point, align with the decimal point on the dividend. So 10 divided by 3, that's 3, then 9. Then subtract them, you have 1. Then 0, bring down 0 and it becomes 10. 10 divided by 3 is 3 and 3 times 3 is 9. Then subtract it again, you have 1. Then pag hindi ka pa na-kontento dyan, mag-add ka pa ng 0 hanggang sa makontento ka sis. Yan. Bring down 0 again. So 10 divided by 3, you have 3. And 3 times 3, you have 9. So, 1. Ang patingga na kung no, di ka agpatingga sis. Pag hindi ka pa nakontento, just continue doing that. But ako, kontento na ako dyan at napatunayan ko na it is repeating. Repeating decimal. So, 1/3 is equal to 0.3 bar. My bar kasi that indicates repetitive of the decimal number. So, naulit yung 33333. Ganun. So, let's proceed now to the third example, which is 17 divided by or all over 11. So, we have 17 divided by 11. And we know that 17 divided by 11 can be yan. So, that is my solution on the answer for that. And we know that it is repetitive. So that is now my answer for that, and we know that it is again repeating decimal, but this time two numbers are being repeated. That's why 17 over 11 equals 1.54 bar. Yung my bar, yung 54, kasi 54 yung naulit, 54545454, ganon. Pero pag 4 lang yung dinagyan mo ng bar, 54444, o magkaiba yon. Kaya, lagyan lagi ng bar yung appropriate number na pwedeng lagyan ng bar. Okay. So, in here, 5454, kaya yung bar ay 54. Let's proceed to changing decimal to fraction. When we say changing decimal to fraction, my simple way of doing this is to look at the decimal place value, like tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Ganun. Oh, yan. And then, I make it as the denominator of the decimal, disregarding the decimal point. And simplify. So, let's proceed to examples. We have 0.5. Take note of the place value of 5. That's tenths. So, it will become 0.5 all over 10 is equal to 5 divided by 10. So, yung second step ko is to make it as a decimal, denominator of the decimal. Disregard the decimal point. Ganun. So, simplifying that, using their GCF, divide the GCF of them, which is 5, and I got 1/2. Therefore, 0.5 is equal to 1/2. Then we have the second one, 0.15. Take note of the place value of 15. 1/5. So it is hundreds. So definitely it is 0.15 divided by 100 or 15 divided by 100, disregarding the decimal, and then simplifying that by their GCF, which is 5, and we have 3 over 20. So 0.15 in fraction, that's 3 over 20. Also, how about if we have a whole number? 9.08. Api nga kasi the answer ko. Why did I got that answer? 9.08 equals 9 and 2 over 25. How did I do that? So the first thing I did was to identify the place value of the decimal, and it is hundreds. And take note of that. Disregard the decimal and the whole number. So 9 plus 8 over 100. Set aside 9 muna. And then simplify 8 over 100 by dividing its other GCF, which is 4, and you got 2 over 25. And now, put back 9, so your answer is 9 and 2 over 25. Kaya naging ganyan yung answer ko, yung nasa blue. Nasa baba na blue. Ganun. Also, if you have 4.3, again, take note of the place value of 3 tenths. So again, set aside 4. Set aside 4, and then it becomes 3 over 10. Plus 3, 0.3 over 10. And 3 over 10, set aside in 4. And it will become 4 and 3 over 10. Hindi ko na i-simplify yan kasi yan na yung simplest formula. Therefore, 4.3 is equal to 4 and 3 over 10. Let's proceed to word problems naman ngayon. So, Hailey rode her bike 4/5 of a mile to the nature park. What is the distance she rode her bike as a decimal number? So, di kita mahilig nga ag-bisikleta ta, di kita makapandiyato re. Nagpinta sa na pag-bike ang DJ ng jak pinapandijay. Okay, so change the fractions to decimal 4 over 5. Again, 4 divided by 5 cannot be, so add zeros. 8. 40 divided by 5 is 8. 8 times 5 is 40. And then subtract them, you got 0. You get 0. So, that is now the answer kasi nagpatinggad tansis. Di may pilipilit. And 4 over 5 now, or 4/5 is equal to 0.8. Yan. Hailey rode her bike 0.8 of a mile to the nature park. Nagets mo, sis? Congrats to nagets mo. Noan, ulitam dati video. Kano magets mo ulit. It's now your turn. Open your modules and do the activities assigned to you by your teacher. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Thank you.